You just sound cooler when you're from the UK.
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean, yeah, but
Sound educated.
you sound
I
educated.
don't sound like you want to come over here and go over
Hey,
here.
come on down here to Oklahoma. You got the Okie and the Cajun talking on Brews and Business podcast. Yeah.
Hey, I'm born in Maryland.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm not an Okie.
You live here.
I do.
You've been here a minute.
My whole life.
Yeah. I mean, I say I'm a Cajun more than a Okie, and I've been here 13 years now.
Yeah.
But I was there 21, so I'm still Cajun.
Where were you born?
Monroe. Well, I was born in Joplin, Missouri.
Oh, okay.
But I was 21 years raised in West Monroe. Duck Dynasty. That's my hometown.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Why'd you end up here in Tulsa? How?
Yeah. I did an internship at First Baptist Broken Arrow. And so that was my junior year in college, 2010. Met Ginger that summer. Came back my senior summer because we started dating at the end of the first summer. And so we had been long distance, and then I graduated and moved here, and I said I'd give it 6 months. Like, we needed to be in the same city to see if we were going to do it. And so yeah, that's 13 years. But I was like, yeah, I'll give it 6 months. If we progress, then cool, But I mean, my intention was always to like scoop her up and scoop and score somewhere else. I had no intentions of being in Oklahoma this long. And so yeah, it's funny. I mean, I would move tomorrow.
With the right opportunity, or
yeah, or if I felt I could recreate what I do, oh man, I want to be near water, like ocean.
oceans or mountains or
Oh no, no mountain.
just
I'd go to Florida.
just ocean.
Yeah,
So sand in the toes.
Sand in the toes, salt in the hair, like, yeah. I mean, I joke that like when I retire, like when we retire, I'm just gonna go like do water sports rentals in Florida. Like that's gonna be the business.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna retire to. It's just water sports, get jet skis.
Leslie and I have talked about kind of like the quote end game is to wind up in a small town, run a coffee shop, bakery that just pays the bills and live off grid.
Yeah,
just escape. I don't know where. It could be, close to beachside, just not in a big city. Maybe, I don't know. It could be in a mountain. It could be in Arkansas. I don't know.
Yeah,
the world's just gotten nuts.
Yes, the world. Yes,
I'm tired of keeping up with it.
It's a lot. I've always joked with Ginger that I wanna live where I have to get to our house by an elevator. Like I would live in a home style condo, like in a.
So it could be like hillside. You have driveway, little parking spot, garage. Take the elevator up to the house.
I'm thinking like oceanfront condo.
Oh, okay.
Like anytime, like when I was doing a lot of training with like Cardone's people, and I would always get a condo on the water. And I mean, there is something about me hearing the waves and sitting and hear like the breeze. Like I am at my calmest. I am at my most at ease. It is.
Is that just because it's a different environment outside of the norm? It's not like a facade, placebo effect sort of deal,
Maybe, and I can't say that I don't like mountains and snow. I've only like been around mountains and snow like twice, and it was fine.
I'm not crazy for the mountains,
but I just love the energy. I love how when a weather is consistently warm, like people are always outside. They're active. They're running or jogging or I love this time. I would much rather be hot than cold. Like it drops below like 40 here and I'm annoyed.
Man, I'd rather be cold than hot. Yeah. I can always heat up. But I can't always take the clothes off.
Yeah,
you're right. I can only get so naked and wet. We had this conversation a few podcasts ago, actually.
Yeah. And so I would, but in cold weather climates defense, I've not spent enough time. I've told Ginger, like, maybe we need to go, like, wintertime, try to do the skiing, snowboarding thing. I'd probably enjoy it. It's probably the change of routine. But also, like, with vacations, it's got to be extended. Like, it takes a good 72 hours for my brain to, like.
Everything's okay. I
Yeah.
can leave it.
Right.
First 24 is straight panic.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God, I left this. I'm
Yeah.
not touching it.
Yeah.
I need to touch it.
Yep.
I need to work on it. Can't. Or what about so and so? Are they doing their part?
Yeah.
Next 24 hours is like,
They're not calling.
okay, they're not calling. Nothing's on fire.
Yeah.
Maybe this is okay.
It's okay.
And then the third day in, you're like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
I can be present.
So it's
We're going on a family vacation in September.
sweet.
It's gonna be like that.
Nice. Yeah. Where to?
Yeah, Cosmo.
Okay. Nice. All inclusive deal.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also prefer that. Like, there needs to be more all inclusive things in the stateside. I feel like it'd be so expensive.
$10,000
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
You want to take a family of 5 down to an oceanside, all-inclusive resort with unlimited food and drinks and stay there for
Yeah. I mean, you might as
a
well
couple
go to
days,
Disney.
$15,000.
Yeah, you might as well go to Disney. It'd be cheaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
How
vacation.
are you and Ginger and the family?
Good, man. Sunday, the 22nd, was our 12-year anniversary.
Congrats.
Yeah, so it's 15 together, 12 married. Coolest part of the last few months is coaching Piper's softball team and Bo's t-ball team. So
Okay.
that was my dad and I's connection, is sports. And so being able to coach both of their teams, it was nuts. Not because one of them had a overly crazy schedule, like with practice and stuff, because it's t-ball, but they had it. I mean, it worked out perfectly for me to do both, but they had something every night, either game or practice, and just one of them had it. And but it was an absolute blast. Like, being out on the field again, seeing both of them kind of come into their own of liking a sport that I played. Because we threw Piper in a lot, over the years, like trying this and that and whatever. And the only thing she talked about more after she did it was softball. And I was like, not on my bingo card, but I could get behind this. And she's playing catcher, which is what I played all through up until high school when I chose football. I wasn't exceptional at either, so I had to focus on one sport. And so she's catcher, and so I'm back there behind home plate, like, kind of teaching the game to her. It's an absolute blast. And so Bo's T-ball team, I don't know if you ever, you've seen T-ball, but it's like shine a laser and watch all the cats just run to it, which has its beauty in and of itself, because it's like, man, this is just, it's super cool.
Yeah, my boy, one of them started tackle football with Broken Arrows.
Sweet.
And so I just got him his gear.
Yes.
He got to pick out a cup.
Important.
And his mouth guard.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the one that covers the face.
whole
It's got
thing.
a breathing hole in the middle.
Yep.
And it's Tiger.
Oh, there you
The
go.
brand.
Yep.
It's cool.
No doubt.
So he's excited to do that. And I've got him hyped up on eating clean. Chicken, rice,
Yep.
and a veggie.
Yep.
So I was like, once a week, we're going to meal prep for 4 days. Fifth day, you pick something else. So the 4 days, you're going to eat half a chicken breast, because he's 100 pounds.
Right.
I was like, do this for lunch. So like, eat half a chicken breast, like a cup or half a cup of rice, something like a cup of rice, and then like a cup of veggies.
Yep. Plenty.
And so right there, you're hitting about, I don't know, roughly 30 grams of protein, some good amount of carbs and veggies, and like, that's clean.
Yeah.
And then for breakfast, I need you to eat like some granola and yogurt, or like some oatmeal. You can even just use the ones in the packet, I guess. It's
Sure. Yeah.
something else or whatever. Use one in the packet. You don't need to go pure plain old oatmeal.
Right.
Steel cut.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
And And then I was like, sometime between lunch and dinner, you need to grab like a piece of fruit, like an apple, an orange, or eat some nuts, some seeds, some almonds. Find a nut that you like, eat some nuts. And I was like, don't just sit there and eat the whole bag, because like a lot of this stuff that you're gonna see your body change coming into these years is what you eat. So, and that carries on for their whole life, actually.
Right.
More so while you're in athletics.
No doubt. One of the things you just tell him, if he gets bored and wants a little variety, the just plain Greek yogurt, and then you put like a 0-calorie, like Crystal Light type thing in it, and so you could get like and just mix it up.
What?
Oh yeah, it tastes like Yoplait.
So it could use like the flavored squirt juice stuff?
Yeah,
in it
that'll work too.
I wonder?
Yeah, that'll work too. So,
So I get my daughter to drink water like it's juice. She's like, no, Dad, no like, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah, no like. Yeah, so I'll just just a little bit, just enough to give it like a little bit of flavor, and it changes the color, and she thinks it's juice.
Yep.
And I'm like,
there you go. So you put that in Greek yogurt, the powders or the little like squeeze drops.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll do like strawberry lemonade, strawberry something like that. It's like kind of tart, sweet, and it's, I mean, in a a big thing of it, it'd be like, I mean, I've eaten a whole thing. It's like 400 calories, but like 80 grams of protein. So like throughout a day, I would eat like a whole, like that'd be my morning and afternoon snack. It's wild. I heard it from Alex Hormozy. He did because he went through this where he was like, protein hacks cheap, like from when he was coming up. And he's like, I saw it. I went, I'll try that. Tastes great.
What are you working on? You got that. Let's jump over to that new brand project.
Yes.
What is that? What are you doing?
So July 1st will be 5 years since I started Unleash the Champ. And it's as wild as you well know, being in business, it's the most fun and frustrating thing I've ever done in my life. And about, I guess, going into 2023, I doing the public speaking competition, doing workshops, and kind of shifting to where I was working a lot more with businesses and companies and workshops. Unleash the Champ stopped aligning with what I was primarily doing, because it wasn't so much with individuals anymore. It was corporate, it was teams, it was cities, it was hotels, it was this. And so I became really annoyed by having to explain what Unleash the Champ meant. And like Donald Miller talks about, like, you can choose clear or clever. And so I'm like, okay, like what am I going to call this thing? And this was probably 3 or 4 months ago. I just started kind of ideating, and I knew, okay, if I have this kind of gimme attention grabber. I'm going to post July 1st, 5 years in business. Thank you so much. So it's like, I'm going to build energy to that. And so I was like, okay, July 1st, I'm going to change the name of the business. And it was kind of like saying my baby was ugly. Like, I struggled with it. And I'm like, it's been like, it was my thing. It was like, and like what got you here won't get you there. And so July 1st, everything will flip to the leader's cheat code, because I wanted to speak to the person and the outcome. And primarily I work with, let's say, 25 to 50 as far as like ages of leaders. Everything from aspiring corporate to not quite like founder level, but like, that top executive level. We all played video games growing up. And so a cheat code is something you put into the game to make you go further, faster, and ultimately have more fun.
Do you remember buying the books?
Oh, absolutely.
That had the preloaded cheat codes? I remember going to like websites and trying to find them. Who did it? Find a forum or something.
Right.
And then you up, down, left, right, square, square, square. Like
100%. And then once you put it in, you had more fun in the game. And so in the game of leadership, we are all looking for that cheat code.
And they exist.
They exist. I mean, really, the problems within a company on the people side is pretty simple. Communication, is it teamwork? Is it your managers? Is it your onboarding? There's a few buckets that if you can refine it, you'll have more fun.
What are these leaders struggling with the most? What's most common? What are you seeing?
The number one conversation I'm having right now is around generational leadership. You have Gen X and boomers thinking that younger millennials, alpha Gen Z, they just don't want to work. They're lazy. They're entitled. They're this. I'm like, we all were at 18. We all were. We're all stupid at 18 to 22 years old.
Yeah. Not wanting to work a whole lot, wanting to make a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
Wanting to have some freedom.
Yeah.
Wanting to take time off and travel.
And so we're in a unique place in the workforce right now because you have 5 generations still in the workforce because people are not valuing college, higher education like they used to.
And advanced technology that they know that the others don't.
Right.
There's a disconnect.
And so then you have people that can't retire when they used to, so they're working longer because the dollar don't go as far as it used to. And so you have boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha all in the workforce right now. So I was having a conversation with one of my manufacturing clients this week, and that was the thing. Like these young people, they have, crappy work ethic. They don't want to, it's hard work. I mean, they're in high heat, high pressure. I mean, it is a bitch thing. When they walked me through it, I'm like, God, this is terrible. But our country needs that. Not to be over dramatic, but we've got to figure out a way to increase the trades. And because they're not
increase the trades,
get people into some of those jobs because they're one.
Oh, we need more tradesman style
Yeah.
jobs. That's the stuff that's tough. You're saying welders and
finding
mechanics,
and then it sucks, dude, because they're trying to figure out how to entice younger generations to come and do those hard labor jobs.
Why, when I can get my iced caramel macchiato, go sit in my cool office and chat with my people there.
Or, I mean, what sucks is
there's something to be said about good manual labor.
Right.
It's admirable.
Well, and you think I don't. There's a few things. A great friend of mine who he's like a brother to me. So I call his son my nephew. So my nephew's 17. He has zero desire to get a license. He has zero desire to get a house. To get he's like, why do I need that? Dude, I was 15 and a half officially working. Before that, I'm doing yard work. I'm pushing.
Yeah.
I'm
way
doing
before
yards.
that. We're talking 10 years to 15. I'm mowing lawns, taking dogs on a walk. Dude, I'd sell candy bars. I went to Warehouse Market on my bicycle, right? Rode through the neighborhood, crossed 91st Street to Warehouse Market. I'd ask my mom, hey, can I have $10?
Yeah.
Loan for $10 and I'll pay you back today.
Yeah.
And so I'd get $10 worth of candy bars when they were priced at 10 cents a piece, 25 cents a piece, or whatever. I'd turn and burn them for 50 cents or $1.
Yep.
And I'd go knock on doors selling candy bars. And they're like, hey, what are you selling candy bars for? And one of the times I did it, I was like, I want a bird.
Right.
I want to buy a bird. I want to buy a cage. And I think it'd be cool. My mom was like, you want it? You got to go earn it.
Yes.
So I was like, how do I do this? And I was like, what if I bought and sold candy bars?
Yep.
And people supported me on it.
Yeah.
And
so there's
this lady paid me good money just to water her plants
right.
when she was out of town because she didn't want them to die.
Right.
Like I went out and did that stuff. I paid my cell phone bill since I was 14.
That's not common in today's world.
But it feels normal because that's all I know.
It's all I know.
But it's not common.
No, it's not common. And
So what was the gap there? Because there's a gap in, so like even like my boys now, they're being slowly forced. I mean, faster, I guess. We're forcing them to become more sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to go get you a glass of water. No, I'm not going to make your pizza.
Right.
Like, no, go do that on your own. Get your ass up off the couch and go figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, can I buy this thing on PlayStation? Like, you have the money for it.
Mm-hmm.
You have access to look at your account on your iPad. So,
Yep.
like, look at your account. Well, I only have $8 and it's 10.
Can't get it.
I don't know what to do. Well, can I do some chores for money? I'm like, what? You live here just like I do? I don't get paid to do chores.
Yeah.
Like I give you $10 a month as an allowance to do like some of these chore-like responsibilities, but that's it. Like, it's just a contribution.
Yeah.
So
I think, and so then you have these hard labor jobs. You have people who are not used to them. So they high turnover. So the conversation we were having was, I don't care what your preference is, older generation leader. You have to make them feel seen. You have to affirm and appreciate exponentially more than you ever cared to receive yourself.
So is that because so again, kind of trying to figure out what that disconnect was? Because the generation, I'm just make it easy above ours, the boomers, the X's, were they emotionally unavailable?
Yeah.
Which drove us, more to be like them and follow in their footsteps. So I think there's more of us that are like them than there are more of A's that are like us.
For sure.
Right? Okay. So what happened? So between those generation gaps.
So one of my favorite quotes is that hard times creates strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times.
So we just not had hard enough times?
No, dude. Okay.
And their generation have had, or ours?
No, we were the generation that's created the good times. Mm-hmm. So we create weak.
The millennial.
Yeah, we create weak offspring. Imagine this. And I admittedly, I'm not around a lot of kids, but with Piper going to pre-K this year, I'm, picking her up from elementary school. You know what? I didn't see you not once. And it was such, I got random thoughts. Things pop in my head. You know what? I didn't see not once. Probably picked her, was at her school maybe 25% throughout the year. You know what I never saw? A cast. Never saw a kid walking down the hall in a cast. And I had this random thought, and I went, dude, it was like a badge of honor.
It was cool.
I was pissed that I never broke a bone in elementary school.
I didn't break a bone until last 2-3 years ago.
Like, you signed that thing. I mean, you were a king or queen.
Yeah.
Because you got to tell the story. And you got to tell it however you saw it. Kids aren't encouraged and or allowed to take risks today. Ginger and I talk about that often.
It's fascinating. So one of the things, like my boys, we all got bicycles for Christmas. And it was one of those things that we didn't really get anything else. It was just bicycles. Yep. Right? We may have got a few other trinkets, but that was everyone's thing. And it was one of the best decisions that we did for the family, right? And so, they were kind of wussies on them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what's y'all's problem? Like, go ramp this curb. But what happens if I fall? I'm like, you'll get right back up and get right back on the bicycle. Like, watch me, and I'll go off and do it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, do this trick on the bicycle, and I'm standing, freehanding on the bicycle still. I'm like, still doing the same tricks or whatever, like trying to Superman on the seat and stuff, And I'm like, we're gonna build a really sketchy ramp. We're gonna go to Lowe's or Home Depot, get some scrap wood.
Yes.
And we're gonna just pretend we know what we're doing and nail it. I'm like, you guys are gonna nail it together.
Yep.
But I'll watch you guys do it.
100%.
I hope you guys eat shit.
Right.
And I hope you experience a little bit of pain and some growth in some of those areas,
And
I don't want you to, have to go to the hospital. I don't want you to get stitches. I don't pray that on you, but I pray that you get the experiences.
Yeah, because we
not dare to try.
And we have a whole. I read this book that I found fascinating, The Anxious Generation, and it was kind of talking about younger millennials to now. And they didn't have much data on alpha, but Gen Z, like, how many times do people say, "Oh, I'm anxious about that. I'm anxious about that. I have anxiety." And while I don't doubt that you believe that you have that, it seems to be more prevalent today than like when we were kids.
I never heard people growing up being like, "Oh, I'm anxious. I'm nervous."
Never.
No.
And so
but now it's like a common thing that like you got anxiety.
I think, right. I think our generation, our badge was busy. Millennials, busy. Like, oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm busy. I feel like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, like, how you doing? Oh, I just kind of feel anxious about. Like, you get these things that you just attach your identity to, and it's like, but why? How? And I contend a lot of times, and this, is you're not allowed to take risk. And so you never know if it will work. I mean, my daughter, she is the underdeveloped version of me. God bless her. And I'm gonna stay read up and prayed up. And I allow her to take some calculated risk. Just a month ago, she found out that one of her friends from school lives in the house behind ours. And so, like, we are in a neighborhood. A house behind ours is, like, wide open, kind of greenbelt type home. And she found out her friend from school is just across the fence. And she's telling me, oh, okay. And they're like, our driveway, our backyard kind of slopes down. And so if she stands out on our patio, like, she could see over the fence, but if she goes down, it can't. And so I look, and she has pushed the Fisher Price Lil Tykes car, the red and yellow one, to the fence, put a wheelbarrow, little Fisher Price wheelbarrow, flipped it up and set it on there so she could stand on top and look over the fence and talk to her friend. Now, mama and daddy had two different reactions.
Yep.
Because the windows are up. We knew they were playing outside. I noticed that Piper's doing something. And I'm watching this, and I'm internally, like, we're cooking dinner, we're talking. Ginger has not seen this. I'm watching this thing take place, and I'm like, cool. Like, good. And she's getting up there, and it's wobbling, and it's shaking. And all she did, she held the fence, it stabilized, and she came back in. She goes, Daddy, I figured out a way to talk to Ellie. She's so proud of herself. And Ginger was like, what if she falls? I'm like, it's up like 5 feet. She'll be all right. We'll have a little swing set. Piper has figured out that she can climb on top of said swing set and jump and grab the bar, because we went to a birthday party at a gymnastics place, and now she thinks she's Simone Biles.
I'm going to relate a little bit to this. Leia's 2.
Yeah.
And she just turned 2. And I remember taking her we go to the playground, and she'd be so scared to go down the slide. Yeah. She'd only want to go down if I did it, Mom did it.
No doubt.
Did it, right?
Yep.
And did it with her, holding her, doing it.
No doubt.
And then she'd be scared to climb up too high to be able to go up to the platform and slide down. 100%. Well, now, she'll just get on some of the sketchiest ways to get up. Yeah. And she'll hang on. She'll figure out how to climb up there. Yep. And then she'll go down by herself on the slide.
Yeah.
And Mom was telling me about how she took her and she fell down, scratched her head, and looked at her and goes, right? Kind of like, am I okay? That look, you know?
Yeah.
And Mom was like, you're okay. You're like, it's all right. Come on, let's get back up. And she got back up and just climbed back up all by herself. Yeah. And she's got a couple little spots on her face.
Yeah.
She's champing on that. Now, I'll watch her fall, and then she won't look for acknowledgement. And then she'll just get right back up and try it again.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
And
Win.
And that's
what we don't have anymore? Is that kind of like what you're saying? Is I fail and I'm not going to do it again, or I'm not even going to try?
I think it's more not even try. I mean,
is it because like we're not giving them the encouragement that they need to be able to risk? Because these are our kids we're talking about.
Yeah, I think if you growing up, if you said, "I don't want to do that," whatever that is, did you really have a choice?
No.
Hey, I need you to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't care what you want to do. You're a member of this house. There's not that. And
it's now tell me more and let's talk about
let's
this.
talk about your feelings.
And maybe you really don't want to do this right now. And
Right.
that's okay. Well, let's negotiate this.
Yes. And
there's a level of that can be appreciated, but sometimes it's, no, I told you go take out the trash. I need the trash taken out now, and I don't need to justify it.
Right.
Yeah.
And dude, it's like a parenting podcast.
This is what it's turned into, isn't it?
Brews and Business Parenting Edition.
There's a lot of parents that are in business.
Yeah, 100%. And before we had kids, and even when we knew Piper was coming, Ginger was pregnant, dude, I was adamant that I was going to be like Team Gentle Parent. Fully. I read the books. It spoke to my psychology background because I loved early childhood development and all, I mean, I was in it. Even in the beginning, like they express, I mean, I'm trying to reason with a 1-year-old.
Logic's not there.
No. And okay, well, let me sit with you and let me this. And then as Bo came along, and then we had 2, like Bo's turns 4 in a couple weeks, so like basically 4 and 5-year-olds. I think at 2 and 3, I coined lovingly that my parenting style is gentle aggression. Because I will default to like, okay, I'm going to sit with you and I'm going to tell you why this is not the standard of our family or why you don't have a choice right now.
I do want you to have the opportunity to understand the logic and the reasoning of why this decision is being made or why the request is initiated.
100%.
But I'm not going to routinely do this every time I ask you to take out the trash.
And one thing we do in our house, and I swore I was never going to be the counter. But I think I do it in a way. So Mel Robbins has the book 5-Second Rule. So we do 5 seconds in our house. Countdown. At this point, bro, all I got to do is eat. If we're in public, I just, hey. And they'll stop doing whatever they're doing. It's like magic. Or if we're at home, I'm like, 5, and I'll state the thing I want them to do. 4, I'll state the thing I want them to do. And I've got buddies that are like, why you give them 5 seconds? I'm like, because they're toddlers. And they need, if they hear it 5 times and then they don't do it, okay, now we got a consequence. We got an adjustment to make. And so I have this like, I'm like, it's gentle aggression because if they do get a punishment, they do get a consequence, they do get a, we call it in-game adjustments, AKA spanking. But then I'll sit with them. Like, hey, I love you. I'm for you. There's a standard that wasn't met. There's things we have to do. So and it's funny because I think Ginger always knew that I wasn't ever going to like fully be able to stay a gentle parent, but she just entertained the idea for me because I was so passionate about it. And I remember the time where I was like, it kind of flipped and I remember the first time, like, I gave Piper a lick, like, with a belt. And I was just like, and it was more about me dealing with my stuff as a kid than that.
Than the actual disciplinary action, yeah.
Yeah, and I never understood. I thought my dad was full of shit. It hurts me more than it hurts you. No, it does. Because as a father, we don't want to have to discipline our children. But if we take care of it at 5, it's less likely going to be an issue at 15.
So my daughter's 2. You know what? A lot of development stuff starts
It starts
around 1.5, 2 years old, and kind of real like foundational things in your life between 2 and 5.
Yep.
And so right now we're really entering a phase where every single night at bedtime we are around for an hour.
Yeah.
Right. Dad, lay down. You know, she's so freaking cute.
Yep.
She just tears my heart out and just holds on to it. And I'm like, okay, I'll lay down with you. You know, pet her, we talk, we read books, we do a little routine, you know, stuff like that. And then eventually I get up. And she notices I get up and she starts crying. And, you know, sometimes she throws a tantrum or whatever. I'm like, okay, hold on. Like, it's okay. I will still be here. I'm not leaving forever. I will see you in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of going that gentle parenting, the affirmation route, daddy's still here. You know, here, we have to lay down, okay? You know, it's time to go to bed. And then after, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times of that, I eventually will be like, Leia, lay down. Mm-hmm. It's time to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Dad's
voice. Going to bed and you're going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it breaks my heart because, like, you can just see her just melt, you know, because you sound upset, right?
Sure.
You sound firm, right? And you know, and my mind plays tricks on me to kind of swap those roles and go, imagine how that feels. Mm-hmm. And then the other part of me is like, well, you need to toughen up and deal with it. Like,
right. Oh,
you know, and not everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. There's also like going to like an expectations, the household thing. It's bedtime, you know, whatever else, right?
Right.
Structure is important. Without the structure, there's chaos. So like all those justifiable reasons of like I had to go to that point, and it wasn't even that like I didn't have to spank or anything, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, she's
I mean,
2.
even a couple times, it's like, hey, what? Yeah,
Right.
you know. But it's enough to like just kind of jolt and understand that we're talking business here. It's
Yeah.
time to go to bed. Don't get back up. Don't come beat on that door.
Right. One of the things that helped for us was because as many nights as I can, I want to be the one to like put the kids to bed, because I'm gone a lot. I travel, like
they don't go to bed without telling me good night. I'm offended. I'm like,
and so we had the same thing. Like Piper was easier. Bo, that boy wants to get out of bed 18 times, or I need a hug. I needed this. I need to lay with me. And so for both of them, I have a song that almost is like a closing song for the night. And I'm not going on American Idol anytime soon, but I'll sing the song to them. Kneel by their bed, hand on their cheek, or like rubbing their back. And it's the same song. So it's all Pavlov's dog type stuff where it cues, oh, okay, now we're done.
The mind knows it's bedtime.
The mind knows it's bedtime.
Yeah. Routines are really important for that.
Yeah, and there'd be times where, like, if we're doing our routine, like, Bo will go, play our song. It's like, that's him telling us, hey, I'm ready for bed. Like, we can stop this. It's... parenting's just doing the best you can to figure it out.
So coming back full circle on this.
Yeah.
It's trying to identify the disconnect between generations.
No doubt.
So at what point that happened? And then what are the common issues with leaders and their ability to lead and connect with their team? And so you kind of said that there's a disconnect between, you know, this older boomer generation. The millennials kind of, you know, lean towards more on them, I think, than they do on the Alpha and Z. But there's a big disconnect between boomers and X and Alpha and Z. And how they're really anxious, you know, and how, like, there's not as much discipline, and we're losing people to trades and hard work and military struggling, right? You know, no one wants to go in the military, which I almost don't blame them on that one because of how they treat the people.
Sure.
I wouldn't. I mean, if you just fix that part, okay, now we've got a problem with the people.
Right.
No, I got a problem with the government treating military.
100%.
You know, do you know if you leave your gear behind? I'm sorry, I heard about this from one of my buddies. He had a friend that left gear behind in Iraq, Government charged him, took it out of his paychecks, thousands of dollars.
Jeez.
Wait, you want me to go risk my life on gear that you want me to buy, sort of thing? But like, I don't know. But it was a mess. Who knows if that was a real story or not?
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was. This is just what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, part of
Taking care of the veteran side of thing, like when they come back, it's a good luck. Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks for serving.
Yeah, thanks for.
There's no. Here's a nonprofit's full of resources. Let's connect you with somebody.
Yeah.
Let's get you to find a job. Like nobody connects those dots to civilian life again.
Yeah, that's a tough deal.
Anyways.
Yes.
So that's how we're coming full circle.
So I do think so. The main disconnect is that one, they don't know how to communicate with each other. They're speaking different languages of the same language.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about a older generation, let's say Boomer and X. They will say something and they don't mean it to sound harsh. I truly believe that. They're just saying it as it needs to be said in their mind. Now, a younger generation could hear something and be like, oh my gosh, that's harsh. Or I didn't like how they said that to me. And whereas, let's put us millennials smack dab in the middle, because I think depending on where in the 20-year gap, like if you're 80 to 90, you kind of can lean more, Gen X. It's like I don't care how you heard it. It's got to get done, or I need you to do that thing. And so a big piece of like one of the most popular workshops I give for teams, it's called the communication code, and it is understanding like how to speak the language of communication, whether it's you got to show care, or you got to celebrate, or you got to critique, or you got to condemn behavior, or what language of communication do you need? Because sometimes if an older leader would just go, okay, I'm speaking it, they're not hearing it. What do I need to do to adjust my message? They just want to blame the younger generation for not filling the blank, not working hard, being lazy, being entitled, being any of those things or any combination of those things. Younger generation says they're harsh, they don't care about them, they want them to work more than is paid for, whatever. And there's beauty and health and potentially frustrations in both sides. We millennials kind of got sold a bill of goods on like the, first one in, last one out. You'll be rewarded. I mean, maybe. Now, I believe that we have to have our own personal standard. And if you are frustrated by an expectation of a supervisor, a boss, an owner, executive, whatever, then go find something else. Like we talked about this a couple podcasts ago about the quiet quitting thing. But no, loudly quit, please. Or understand that you have a supervisor and you need to adjust. I think the younger generation thinks that it should all be maybe 90% adjustment on their part, 10% adjustment on theirs, and it's vice versa. So the disconnect is one, communication. Two, I don't think they respect each other.
I don't feel like I'm respected by boomers and X. 100%.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I have enough gray. I really don't know. That's actually something I'm struggling with.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out, is it just because I don't have female aesthetics to be able to attract certain people? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, if you drop certain sexes in certain conditions, I mean, even generally speaking, male versus females, in a B2B standpoint.
Oh, for sure. So are you?
I mean, I don't know. That could vary on industry. I don't know. It could be maybe I'm too type A. Certain situations I'm too type B. Maybe it's I'm too forward. Maybe it's my body language. Maybe it's the fluctuations in my voice. Maybe sometimes I don't have any. Like sometimes I've got to try. Sometimes I've got a small mouth and it sounds like I mumble. So you got to lean in to hear me and listen. 'Cause I know what I'm saying. I feel like I'm speaking clearly, but I'm not. So
Right. Enunciation.
yeah, enunciation. You know, am I using the wrong words? Am I not connecting with you properly? You
So
know,
how does it?
where don't I earn your respect?
How does it feel like a lack of respect? Like, what happens where you attribute I'm not respected?
I guess one action would be a response to an action that you've asked me to help deliver on. And it's like, hey, I've delivered this. Please confirm that I've delivered it. You know, and the delivery is acceptable. It's a service.
And then
hey, you've asked me to do this, and I need further clarification on this. And I need you to make it a priority to have that conversation with me to make sure that I can deliver it correctly. Crickets. That happens a lot. And I feel like it almost comes down to a respect thing, you know. When you don't give someone the time of day that you've appointed them to in a position and you hold them to a standard and they've asked for clarification in a standard, hey, cool, I'll meet that standard, that's fine, but I've got some things to clarify to help me get from there to there. And I need to have that conversation with you. Months will go by. And then they come around and they put their thumb on you. Say, well, you're not meeting standards. Well, no shit, because I can't figure out how to get to that standard because there's multiple ways that I can get there. You know, I need to figure out, well, there's different outcomes, kind of, I guess, on each one, but they kind of go that general direction of forward.
Right.
Right? So what do you have a preference? Because I need clarification. Like, that would be a thing. Like, I don't think...
So
I think it comes to communication response a lot of times.
So in the initial agreement, do y'all have parameters around how to communicate and timeliness of response?
What does that mean? What does that mean to you, me, or anybody else?
Define it in the agreement.
It is.
Okay.
What does that mean? Marriage is just a piece of paper.
Sure.
Still takes action.
What's the accountability like if things aren't done based on the contract?
It's usually fixed in their minds that it's not their fault.
Have them sign off on what the cost is, whether financial or whatever. Like, put in something to where they sign off saying like, hey, and give them 72 hours. Hey, I understand you're a busy leader. I understand you have a lot going on. Here's my commitment. Here's what I ask in response. And here's the cost if it doesn't happen.
I mean, good workaround. Hopefully they actually do it. I almost feel like there's a sense of entitlement with those generations too.
With
Dads and boomers.
Sure. Well, they had to.
Is every generation entitled?
At some level.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think, like, I think this is part of my superpower, and I don't know where it developed. I mean, I got the 65-year-old guy that's at one of my hospitality clients, and he hated everything about me because I was just some kid. He'd been leading people
You're
longer.
a grown-ass man.
leading people longer than I'd been alive in management roles. And he's like, why am I going to listen to some kid? Said it in a room full of like 60 leaders in this company. And I went,
flat out said it?
Oh, yeah. And I was like, I love that. And he goes, what? I said, I am a kid compared to you. I said, my ask is that you just sit here. I said, you're getting a paid day off, basically, because once we dismiss it, you get to go home. So just listen to the kid, and if you have some feedback, I'd love to hear it at the end of class. Okay. And dude, he has been responsible for like directly responsible for probably 4 engagements since that time, like 2 years ago. He said, "Kid, you kind of know your shit." He called me kid the whole 10 weeks. Hey, kid. Hey, kid.
I can still appreciate that.
And
some part of me still wants to,
and
you know.
and I was like, and now I go to that place just to like, if I'm doing another event there, they got another round of leaders that I'm training, and he is my biggest fan. I think the older generation does some of that because it was done to them. And if you can show that you're not phased, that's a way to get respect. We got a bunch of soft people that are so damn offended by everything.
I was hoping you're going to get into this.
Like, why are you so offended? What does that, like, so they were mean to you. And I had this conversation just last night. And this guy, he's his business owner, 6-7 years, kind of got a good trajectory going. And he was just talking about, it's like, man, I'm having a hard time finding good people. And I was like, why? He's like, because what we do is hard work, and they're soft, and they're this and they're that and whatever. And he's like, I need to know that they can work hard. So I kind of make them do the grunt work. For us, that was just expected. You come into a company, you going to eat dirt and earn your way. Now, right, wrong, or indifferent, younger generations want a seat at the table immediately. And I think both can work.
There's some entitlement.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's an earn it in the oldest, and there's entitlement in the younger. And
And they say age is just a number.
Sure.
But age also accumulates to experience.
For sure.
But experience also doesn't trump knowledge. Or talent.
Yeah.
You could find someone who's 18 with better talent than somebody at 70.
No doubt.
Doesn't mean they have the same level of experience. Doesn't mean they can tell the same level of stories.
Right.
Clearly they can't.
Sure.
But, the 18-year-old could really contribute something to the process
100%.
and make a significant, dramatic improvement to how the organization functions because of some software or an addition step, or maybe they asked a question that sounded like a simple question at first, but it was like, why do we steam the milk this way?
Right.
I got fired from Starbucks from that. That's why I bring it up.
Yeah.
Because I asked the lady. She went on a power trip with it. Fired.
Sure.
And so.
And my encouragement to younger leaders is let more stuff than you prefer roll off your back. So I know we both enjoy the 48 Laws of Power.
Did you see the poster?
I did. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I see this. I'm like, yeah, it leads into it. Law 1, never outshine the master. If younger leaders, and I say younger, 40 and below, 20 to 40 years old, if you can understand that when you are around people older than you in a professional setting, stop trying to force yourself to show your value. Just work in a way that it does it. It's kind of the work hard in silence. Let success make the noise. When I'm around older leaders, I'm a sponge. I get them talking about their favorite stuff, which, cheat code, it's them. I ask about them. I rarely say anything about me. They'll ask me a question, I'll go, yeah, I'll answer it. But then, man, you said something earlier.
Like, yeah, I like to golf, but did you go out and you fish at, whatever? Did you catch anything there?
Yeah,
carrying on.
you keep them carrying on. I have such great friendships with older leaders now. And because I more or less earned the right to speak at the table. And I wasn't put off by being in the corner first. I'm in the room. I'll take out the trash. I'll wave on the corner of the building that enters into the room that is at the table that I may one day get to. I don't care. Put me in the environment. That's why I do workshops a lot of times for companies.
I told Mason he's getting into some business buy sell deals.
Yeah.
If he told you.
Yeah.
And I told him, he's like, you're gonna have to sign some NDAs. I'm like, I don't care. I just put me in a room,
Yep.
please. I was
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna go meet with someone somewhere and there could be a potential deal, let me know. Let me see if I can just be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
I don't have to pitch in. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to persuade.
Right.
There's no sales opportunities. I'm not nothing. Like I am just
Want to be in the room.
the kid over there. Like just tell them that I'm your mentee.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
He's the note taker. And so I'm grateful that this is a tension among companies. Allows for me to come in and make some legitimate quick change. And I love when I see them realize that was me 20 years ago. Wanting a shot. And also the younger generation going, if I put a little more effort into this, I may get their ear. And when that seesaw starts happening, the disconnect, it makes a bridge. Now, you're going to have some that you talk about, you don't like their shoes, and they're going to quit. And you're going to talk about some that you could do everything perfect, and they could give a damn, and they're going to be an a-hole to you, and because that's who they are. But those are the outliers. For most people, if you can learn some basic communication, soft skills of leadership, and understand your place, you'll be just fine. Easier said than done, which is, I'm grateful because that's what I get to do. But I also hope that I lead and create and sustain business in a way that ultimately, like, you don't need me.
Abel.
Hmm?
I chased his ass for months to try to get him to be a client. Finally gave in. I worked with him on a low level for several months, and he was like, hey, man, we're going to go a different direction. Thank you for your service. I was like, no. I was like, we need to do more. This is what we need to do, blank. Took the risk, paid it off a year later. Slowly become friends and everything, too.
Yeah.
But I kept telling him, I'm like, you need to be doing these things, X, Y, Z. I'm like, you don't need me to do some of these things. I was like, I'll show you how they're being done, but eventually you're going to get to the point. I tell prospects this. I'm like, eventually you will no longer need me, and I hope you get to that point. That you do not need me to do all this stuff. Where you have an in-house team that has helped to cover some of these components, and then I'm just an extension, and I work on a project basis. So I was like, this is what that timeline looks like, and this is what those actions look like within that timeline, from 250,000 to 5 million, and even up to 10 if needed. There's a gap there that I can work in still. But I was like, once you hire somebody in-house, that's great. They're still going to need me for these elements. Then that person you'll need to be your liaison between your C-level or ownership and whoever executes it. Because that person's going to be limited to time and resources, so they're still going to need me as an extension of them, So, but Abel's like, he's been trying to. He tell people like he's been trying to fire himself for months. And I was like, I keep trying to get you to where you can, work with some of this stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I was just relating to that.
Yeah, it's
How was that coffee?
It's great. Yeah, I mean, come on now, you're the coffee CEO. It's but yeah, man, there's a lot of times I leave. I walk out of a training and I'm like, I hope they get it. I hope they get it. And a lot do. The fun part is when it goes from a workshop, a lunch and learn, an offsite, to then the companies that go, okay, we don't have time to do this. And then I get to go and like create office hours and go meet with those leaders and work on implementation. And then they have access to me. Like one of the clients that I have prior to COVID, this training and development department had 18 people, full-time salary. It's a massive company. COVID hit, they weren't obviously doing workshops and they trimmed down to 2. Well, now they outsource
2 workshops, two people
on
from 18.
And so now they outsource me consistently. They don't have to pay my salary. They don't have to pay benefits. They don't have to pay insurance, none of that. And they can determine like, oh, hey, this quarter we want 6 workshops. Okay, you're just paying for the 6 workshops.
When they need you more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly how I kind of paint the picture too. Like I take care of all the bills and everything, all the expenses.
Yeah.
And,
and so it's fun. And so that's where a lot of, whether it's a massive company like that or, one of the teams is just 4 of them. And then that's, I go in once a month, do a training. Then we work the other 3 weeks on implementing that thing. And then once I'm able to build the rapport, then a lot of times my sessions are like this. Hey, what's going on? What's frustrating you this week?
with management
Or
leadership,
management, projects, and then they share, and then we just have a conversation.
You're like a business therapist.
A lot of a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then even, if they spiral and that's fine, they say they're going whatever, okay, cool, what are you going to do about it? And we just make sure that the deliverables are very clear. That has been the biggest challenge. Because what I do is pretty ethereal. I feel like you may relate because of with marketing. Like, yes, you can set deliverables. Hey, we're going to do this thing. But then you got to rely on for me, you got to rely on the people. For you got to rely on the market to respond. And so you have to really sell the vision of outcome. You got to sell the end result. And so that's been the biggest challenge is getting them to trust that. I mean, in athletics, my coaches always said, you got to trust the process. You talked about Abel. Hey, we're going to go. No, you're not. You're staying put. And because you had the rapport, you could say that. I had a client, same type of deal, said, hey, we're gonna back out. And I'm like, but we're so close. At least let's finish what we started. Okay. Yeah, it just got tight. And that's if people will just be open, be coachable, it'd be a lot better on both sides. I mean, we've talked parenting and generational leadership, and that's what it comes down to, is if you're open to conversation. But Dale Carnegie said, what is it? Be interested rather than interesting. Just be interested in people.
That's why I met with the Jinx mayor. And
right.
That's what our lunch was like. As I barely talked the entire time.
Right.
He talked the entire time.
And
just ask questions.
You just ask questions.
And I enjoyed it too. It was just,
of course.
Yeah.
And it's pretty rare.
I think people, so you can kind of bring that almost to how do you network? Especially for those who are shy whenever they go out to chamber events or networking events or whatever. They're like, well, you make it just seem so easy. There's people that are like you. They're just butterflies out in the social world or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know, it's really not that hard. I'm like, hey, I'm Braden. What's your name?
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you, Kyle.
Yep.
What are you up to?
Yeah.
Do you like it? How'd you get into it? Right. Why?
Just.
Oh my God, really?
Just be.
Do you have any kids?
Interested in others.
Oh, I've got kids.
Yep.
Do you like coffee?
Right.
That's cool. I just picked up golfing last year.
Uh-huh.
I'm all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just carried on 4 or 5 different conversations right there, in one element. Yeah.
What is it? What's the acronym? Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Ford.
I don't have a format, but that's great. It's good to know.
But that's what you're saying is
Because you want to connect with them on different levels.
Yeah.
And I never ask, what do you do?
Right.
I hate it when people ask me, what do you do? When they do, I give them a straight elevator pitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, I work with small to medium-sized organizations over a 3 to 5 year period to help them look good, be found, and stay on top, whether that's online or offline.
Yep. Oh, okay.
And that's exactly the reaction I get,
Yeah.
But I'm like, what are you working on this week?
Yep.
And I'm like, what am I working on this week?
Right.
But I'll never ask her, what do you do?
Yeah, I like what's exciting for you right now. You just see people light up. Because they may do this.
Yep.
And then go, oh, I got this.
That's
Or they go, nothing.
nothing.
I'm like, man, that's a bummer. What's frustrating?
And then they'll have something. Yeah.
And so I like the exciting and frustrating.
And you'll build rapport and trust. They'll trust you when they spill the beans.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And and especially when, we talked about the diary of CEO. Like, if you can get people to go, man, I'm not telling it. I'm telling like 4 people this. Well, then you have a rapport built, and people trust you.
Yeah.
And everything rises and falls on the speed of trust.
On the communication stuff that we're talking about, my mom would always say it's the quarterback's job to get the football to the wide receiver, not the wide receiver's job to get to the football.
Yeah.
Because that quarterback could throw it over here, and the wide receiver's on the other side of the field. Whose fault is it?
Right.
Quarterback. Same with communication.
Yep. Yeah.
It's my job to deliver a message
knows,
to you.
Yeah, as long as the wide receiver knows the route. Yeah. That's good.
So, like, you're here to have a conversation. You know
Right.
the route.
Yep. And so then it's your guiding.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
What's frustrating?
What's frustrating? It's a good bit. I am kind of, this is going to sound dramatic. I'm super excited about the rebrand, but I'm super frustrated that I'm having to do it.
Feels like starting over?
In a way. In a way, I embodied like that Unleash the Champ so much.
You turn it into a workshop.
Yes. Oh, it's not dying.
Okay.
It's
not
not
dead.
dying. No.
Oh.
I have some cool ideas for it, but it's not going away. I think it could be a lot of things, but it is like how frustrated that I didn't do it sooner. Also, 1B, frustrated I'm having to do it, period. Like, just I'm in the stage of business where I'm like, you start asking like, man, I wish I should be further along.
I've been telling myself for the last 10 years that.
Like, I should be further along. It's like I just got a little office and in a shared space, and I've never had an office. And I'm like, but I should have people. And I should have a building. And I'm speaking in, kind of regionally right now. I should be all across the country. I thought about it as I was driving. I was like, man, I did not have that book published. We talked about last time. I'd have a book. Like, I should be further. And I think it's the frustration is just the grind of business. The frustration is I hope this new rebrand works as well in my head as it does to the market.
Only one way to find out, baby.
Only send it.
Send it.
And
Send it.
And so, there's pieces of it that's frustrating because I'm like, man, I gotta get even clearer on what I offer and how I offer it. And
People have to remember it and be able to understand it.
it. And that's, even like with Unleash the Champ, it was, it's time to win. Like, it was very aggressive. It was very very individual. And then This, I'm wildly excited about it.
Sounds like you're a little more strategic in it as well.
Yeah.
It's not as much of Unleash the Champ. It's more of like, let's figure this out. And there's a playbook here.
There's a playbook.
There's positions and pieces to move. And
yeah, because that's what I'm finding that I'm doing now. You know, I was very very frustrated with trying to get into businesses because it's harder to define like why developing your people through leadership training is going to attribute to anything. And I had a hard time really saying what it can directly impact. And at the end of the day, it's the money piece. It can grow your business. And so it's like, we grow your leaders grow your business.
you'll see it on the back end and the results over months.
Right. And what I've realized too is a lot of leaders know it's important, but don't have the time to do it. And I'm like, welcome, call me time. And so that's what's the whole probably last 6 months have just been frustrating as I wrestled and struggled with, like, am I really, like, I'm gonna like put this to rest, not to death, but to rest. But I have to, because another frustrating piece is like, I have a fuller calendar than I ever had before. I would say within the last 2 years. My kids are 4 and 5. I wish I could be more with them. Ginger and I claw, scratch, and fight to get date nights. And I know, date night every week. Yeah, some weeks it just ain't it. Some weeks is like high-fiving as we're going to and from things.
Leslie and I are religious about it every 2 weeks. Once a month we go out and we're out of the house.
Yeah.
Like whatever it costs, whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going out on a date. And the other one is we stay in the house.
Nice.
So
More power to you. We have
kids go to bed and then
yeah.
we spend our time after 9.
Right. And so that's some frustrating pieces. And I mean, dude, I made some decisions in like 21 and 22, the first couple years in business, that just put us in a massive hole that it really wasn't until like the end of last year that we got back to baseline.
What?
Oh, yeah.
You're talking 15 years.
No.
10 years.
No. Like 21, 22.
How old are you?
Not age, years.
Oh, okay.
Years. So, like, I was putting everything into the business and clawing, scratching, kicking, trying to find something that would get people to pay me. And we got behind on things. We maxed out things. And it took, like, biggest win of last year was paying, like, almost 19 months worth of expenses in 12 months.
I'm still working on issues from 2018.
Sure.
That I thought I flipped the chapter on. It's still affecting me. That I wasn't directly involved with until bad partnerships. There's a bankruptcy record on Sooner from a partner that filed bankruptcy. Sooner didn't file it.
Right.
I was like, I would have taken it then. I would have accepted it. If it was, I would have gone through, saved a lot of trouble.
Right.
If it was still affecting me today. And between then and now, I've had loans, cards, everything in business. It's not mentioned until now. One banker pulled a credit report and he's like, "You guys filed bankruptcy in 2019?" I was like, "What? No. What are you talking about?" And then I dug and I was like, "This is from an old business partner that I ejected from the company, and he filed bankruptcy. But Sooner didn't.
Wow.
I always owned majority.
Right.
So I know. I've always done the taxes.
Yeah. Golly.
So, And now it's hindering me from taking the next step.
Some next steps.
And they're like, well, you're 6 years, bankruptcy 7 before they'll do stuff. I was like, I don't need you next year. I need you now. I need you in the next 2 weeks.
Right.
That's too late.
Yeah. So I think that's, but it, and I really do also have a hard time like attributing anything as frustrating. This one's hard for me to answer that. Like, what's frustrating you? I'm like,
you're not frustrated with anything really much at all.
Like,
challenged?
Well,
challenged with. Let's put it that way.
Well, so those things are frustrating to me. Yeah. But yet I'm frustrated with a lot. And also fired up about solving it. Like, there's a lot of things that are from this year that I'm like, how's this going to work? What's this going to be? And I get told often that I am annoyingly optimistic. Like, by really close friends of mine, they're like, God, you are insufferable. But I love having you around. Had a conversation with a leader yesterday. It was like, do you have bad days? And I went, nope. And they just stared at me. I was like, I have never had a bad day in my life. And I let it sit as I am with you. And I said, I have bad moments.
Oh my God, I'm immediately like, these are terrible days I've had in my life.
I've had a lot of shitty moments within days. But I've never had a bad day. Because, as my grandfather, my papaw, would say, every day that I am seen, not viewed, is a great day. He said that from the time I was a little tyke. And I just embodied that. Like, I realized probably a year ago, I'm like, I'm my grandfather. And I love it. Like, he was annoyingly optimistic. He's like, every day, like my grandmother said, like, when he passed, she goes, well, he finally had a bad day. Because he said that every day that he was seen, not viewed, was a great day. She goes, when he passed, the joke amongst the family was he finally had a bad day. And I think the same. Like, I pass, hopefully many, many moons from now, it'll be a bad day for me. Because then this life is over. But yeah, man, I have a hard time attributing bad days, and frustration just fuels me.
I would rather have you as an optimistic than a pessimist.
For sure.
Yeah. I'd rather be surrounded by that too.
No doubt.
I don't feel like you're like fake optimism, because there's some people who are like, all right.
Just glazed.
What?
Everything's amazing. It's awesome.
What are you hiding? Something's wrong. You need to talk to somebody.
Yes.
But you can tell, like, when there's good people, they just truly have the optimism in their heart.
Man.
And they're just like, Abel's one of them, man.
Uh-huh.
Abel will talk some real shit sometimes, but a lot of times, like he'll text me. We have a good relationship, best friend now.
Yeah.
But he'll text me every now and then. He goes, "Love you, bro. Hope you're going to have a great day.
Yeah.
Kill it. Keep up the good work."
No doubt.
Just out of the blue, and he'll do that to some of his friends and stuff. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I have trouble with that sometimes myself, because I'm like, I'm so much of a realist, to where I'm like, this is real world. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I may have a great day, but something bad could happen.
Sure.
And if it does, that's fine.
Yeah. It's like, glad I got that over with.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah,
And people sometimes will dream too high in the clouds, and I don't mind living in the clouds, but I don't always want to be on the ground floor.
Yeah.
I'm kind of somewhere around 10,000 feet.
Yeah, there you go. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, and I'll get up in the clouds and I'll dream big, think big, super optimistic, and then there's other times where I go bury in the dirt and I'm just like, nope, this shit sucks.
Yeah.
Like managing an IRS audit, a divorce, a lawsuit, moving,
Right.
like all this stuff all at once in a couple year period, like that shit sucks.
Yes. Yeah.
I lived my 20s like people do in their entire life, I feel like.
Right.
Who goes through all that in their 20s?
Not many.
Buys and sells property, keeps a business running, started a business in 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, not many.
Had a kid in their 20s.
Yeah. You should be proud for all that.
That's experience. That's why I'm gray.
Yeah. Like, that's why I got all this wisdom.
Yeah.
That's
what my grandpa would say. He'd be like, it's wisdom. Don't plug it.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
I'll pull out one of these Diary CEO cards.
Absolutely.
So for those of you guys who don't know, these are Diary CEO conversation cards. And if you haven't heard of that podcast, it's really cool. A lot of great guests have been on that podcast. It's supposed to help empower true human connection.
Let's see.
He's going to read one off. We're going to see what we get. And for reference, we're probably getting pretty close to cycling through.
Okay.
Because I'll take one and put it in the back.
Yeah.
And we started this, I don't know, several podcasts ago. But I would imagine that we're probably got a third of these left that we haven't asked yet. But even though we were cycling through, there's still always going to be new conversations.
Yeah, I think he's got new decks out.
Oh, man.
Tell me something about yourself that no one knows and would be surprised to know about you.
I have bone missing in my jaw from jaw surgery. I lost 15 pounds in a few days because I couldn't eat. I would, this is so random. I would blend tacos, hamburgers, full meals, and then had to use a syringe and a straw. My mouth was wired shut. I'd have to wiggle it in there. And
When was that?
I was 17, 18.
Like, at a time where you're...
Right here, you can still feel that, where the bone's missing. So here on my chin, so I didn't have this.
Did something happen, or is it just...
Should have seen the other guy.
Right. Like, okay, Roadhouse.
I'm just kidding, it was a bear. No.
Took out grizzly bear, okay.
Bought him with my own fish. No, it's
just how...
Bad genetics, I guess. I mean, I had an underbite.
Okay.
But when it wasn't traumatic like that.
Wow.
But convinced otherwise that it was just the way that the teeth were biting.
Sure.
And now, like, they're all messed up again, so whatever. But supposedly I was supposed to have the perfect alignment in the face, so there.
Yeah, there you go.
That was the most excruciating pain in my life.
I can only imagine.
Afterwards, I was like, they gave me some, like, ibuprofen, Tylenol shit, and I'm like, nope.
That ain't gonna work.
And
yeah.
So then they gave me something else, and I was like, nope. And then finally got to liquid morphine and the IV.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't do medication. I don't do medication.
Yeah,
I can't do
I-
any pain medications, man. It drives. Some of those, they really drive, like, mess
Oh,
with
they
you,
can
man.
mess with you for sure.
Man, I started tripping on one after I severed two tendons here in my hand.
Okay.
You could see the holes where the tendons were supposed to be. I fell in a glass bottle in a creek bed. That was wild. That was it was the summer right before I was going to be a freshman in high school.
Okay.
And walked in, brand new school, and a cast crippled like this, because you can't. Those tendons
Right.
are healed. You can't stretch them.
Oh
I'm in a cast like this.
And going into
Hot
freshman year.
cheerleader felt bad for
Oh,
me,
my-
and she made friends with me. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like, you just feel bad with me, so fuck off.
I will not be your friend.
Yeah, I figured that. I'm like, no, I was like, whatever. I'm not your
gosh.
thing.
Same question to me. So, the biggest question that that drives me is, am I valuable if I'm not producing?
I'm struggling with that. I know
A few know that about me because I talk to them about it, and they try their damnedest to tell me that I'm not what I produce. I'm not that, and I think that's part of why I don't turn it off. And people may be surprised because I do try to be pretty relational. I have an incredibly hard time letting people help me. And sometimes that's shocking to people because I help so many. I had a mentor just probably a month ago as I was going through this kind of rebrand. And I was just white knuckling the strategy around it, and he said, you've built quite a big relational like bank account. And to my knowledge, it's just sitting. You're not leveraging the relationships you have, and I think that's kept me probably further behind than I would prefer. Just because I don't want to burden people. And I don't want to ask somebody to do something that I could figure out myself.
Or that you don't feel like you've also earned the right to be able to ask.
I've earned the right. Yeah.
Because maybe you haven't given enough
right
to be able to ask.
So that's kind of the internal struggle that a few know. And people may be surprised that I think that I'm never doing enough for those I care about.
I understand in a professional level that everybody has a number to deliver. And every position in an organization has a number, right? And I hate how mine, and I'm in the category of sales and marketing. There's definitely numbers, and my value and what I bring to the table is specifically on the numbers that I can provide. Right. And it's very frustrating because I have a lot more value that I bring to the table that's not just a number.
Right.
Like, I just onboarded a new client, and we're going through all the different components, and I'm handling all the marketing stuff. 5-year-old business, 18 million plus in revenue. Well established.
Yeah.
All his deals, his CRMs, like everything is basically in his head.
Bless him.
Small organization.
Yeah.
And but anyways, so as I'm going through the checklist on the bases that I'm covering, he's realizing that doesn't have access. He's got 2 LinkedIns, 2 Facebook accounts, doesn't have access to any of it. One of them this, phone number's wrong. He's like, oh, that's why my phone is blowing up, because my personal cell phone is on my Google profile and wherever else for my business.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And, that's why I'm getting so many emails or whatever. Because, your emails all over, whatever. He's our age.
Yeah.
He's
like, I just want to work, man. I don't want to do it. Yeah.
And so he's like, this should all be funneling through this person. I'm like, all right, well.
Let's get it
track
to
this
do
stuff
that.
down. Yeah, that's an easy change. It's not that
Right.
hard, but just some simple checklist of like, I don't know, making sure that I can cover these bases or be like, I can get this app to talk to that app.
Right.
Well, that's not a number thing, I guess, that you can value me on. It's a different kind of value point. Or it's like helping to create a strategy, or maybe do some like creative piece, or like, hey, I can make sure that these billboard bills are renewed and paid for, that we don't lose our spots, or making sure our domains are renewed. I don't know. There's like little other points I just don't feel like are, I don't know, numbers on how many leads do we get. I'm like, I don't know, because you don't have a CRM.
Right.
You tell me how many.
You tell me, boss.
Yeah. I'll tell you how many phone calls you got.
Yeah, the mental Rolodex.
I don't know how many qualified leads you get, man. Yeah. And you don't want to pay me to implement a CRM, and I've given you some free tools. Have you used them?
No, we're getting it. We're getting to it. Yeah.
It's back on you now.
Yeah.
I had to tell a client in January. They're like, "Well, we don't know if we really see the value because we spent money here and there, or whatever." And I'm like, "How do you know you don't? How do you know you are?" I'm like, "Are you tracking these things on the accounting side? Can you pull a sales by class, or a class, some sort of tags, or P&L part, or whatever?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, well, you should probably separate out your residential versus commercial and the services underneath those, and then classify the products that you charge in your invoicing to be able to report those properly. So when you tell me, hey, we haven't seen an increase in our residential side of the business," I'm like, how do you know?
Right.
You can't. You've been in business 40 years. You don't even know.
You can't
So now you've got to get them on board and you got to get sales on board in order to get marketing accountable.
Right.
So otherwise,
Tough deal.
You don't know what's working, what's not.
Right.
Neither do I.
Right. I can't help what I can't see.
Yeah. So
That's good.
any reason why someone needs to reach out to you?
Yeah. If you know that there's more your team could be doing in production or in relationship, let's have a conversation. I have assessments that are free. I have audits that are free that I'd give to anybody. And I'm incredibly grateful to be able to help folks. And that's obviously, I'm in business. I do training and development. I would love to be able to work with every company that I have, access to. However, I just as you did, I'd love to give some tools to give a direction. And so if you feel like you are stuck, like you're banging your head against the wall about something, let's talk about that. See if we can get that clear. If your team's not producing at the level you think they could, and it's leadership or soft skills focused, if it's tactical, that is not me. If it's operational, that's not me. Or if you just want to invest in your team, things could be going great, but you don't have to be sick to get better. And you just want to give them a workshop, give an offsite that has some training in an otherwise fun day. Let's talk. Those are fun too because it's a celebration. And then they plug me in and I get to teach them a bit. And they're all happy because they get a day off and it's sandwiched in the middle of a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah. And how do I get in touch with you?
Yeah. Right now, we talked about the rebrand. That'll flip over on July 1st. I don't know when it's going to release here. But leaderscheatcode.com. If you still go to unleashthechamp.com, it will redirect to it. But leaderscheatcode.com. And we'll have resources there and sign up for the email list and everything that we're building out.
Oh, yeah. We covered a lot today, man.
No
it's
doubt.
good to see you again.
Yeah.
It's been months.
Yeah.
I love how you're like an OG with me on this stuff. And
Absolutely.
just doing once or twice a year, check-ins, see what you're up to, see what we're doing.
I told you before we started recording, man, every time, and that's part of business. Every time we talk, we're both elevating, and it's super cool to see.
Yeah. That is cool. Because it's been 4 years, 3 years, 4 years?
3 years, yeah, like six. It's probably the sixth or seventh time.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to get together soon and go through your new CRM platform. CRM
Absolutely.
suite. And then I'll have to see if there's any bases I need to make sure you're covered in that transition. So, but
My man.
all right. I'll see you next time, man.
That's right.